Hey everybody, I'm Chris. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back if you're a returning subscriber. If you are, thank you so much for coming back to my corner of the internet. Today we're gonna start a brand new challenge. This is the Monochromatic Makeup Look Challenge. I've set up my random color generator wheel and we're gonna pick a color and create a whole look based off of that color. I'm kind of thinking I'm gonna make a series out of this because it just seems like a whole lot of fun.
Now time to spin the monochromatic makeup wheel of death. Not really. The monochromatic makeup wheel of fun. Better. P.S. I had to change this video to a voiceover because I stopped recording audio, apparently. So there's that. That was fun. And, you know, I would have refilmed the whole video again, but this was already the second time I refilmed the whole video. So we're just going to stick with what we got here. Okay. Voiceovers are fun. I used ChatGPT to tell me what the 20 most popular monochromatic makeup looks were, and this is the results that it gave. The wheel already had the basic rainbow on it, so I just went ahead and added whatever wasn't on the rainbow from this list to the list. Now let's step right on up and give the wheel a spin. What is our color? Got green. Since St. Patrick's Day just passed, I already had the palettes ready. The Blend Bunny Cosmetics Blends palette, also the Sickly Sweet palette, and the Arise Cosmetics Flutterby palette. To start out, I'm using the shade KK from the Flutterby palette from Arise Cosmetics, and I'm just applying that all over the crease, making the wing shape and pulling it in almost all the way to the inner corner, but I'm stopping just short. Now we're going to reach into the Sugar High shade from the Sickly Sweet palette. I'm putting this on the inner corner and then spreading it right above the previous shade on the brow bone. Now just to make those edges a little bit softer, I'm going in with a clean pointed blending brush and just lightly brushing those edges upward toward the brow bone a little bit more so that hard line of color can dissipate a little bit better. Now we're going to grab the shade Renew from the Blend Bunny Blends palette, and I'm just applying this one to the outer corner and pulling it through to the inner corner, but keeping it on the lowest point of the crease, right underneath that lime green shade KK. And I did notice with this shade, as I was trying to build it up, it started getting really, not patchy, but it was obviously not being able to build up on top of the previous colors as easily as the previous colors were to apply to the tacky base. You would think pretty obvious. I mean, it's not a tacky base, so it's not going to stick quite as easily. So it takes longer to build up. But knowing that going forward, I will definitely use these shadows in a different way. Instead of applying them everywhere and making an overall tone, I need to just stick with filling a line of color and then blending that line of color into the other lines of color that I create. Instead of just, you know, filling it everywhere and then adding pigment on top of it. Because that lighter shade, the lime green shade, that one just didn't really like other colors going with it. And I think it's just because it's one of those like electric limey colors, so the formulation is so much more different than it is for more like primary colors. With all the bright bold greens added, I needed some dimension. I was seriously lacking some depth. So we're going into the shade Lux from the Blend Bunny Blends palette and just adding that right below the primary green shade Remedy, all across the crease from outer corner to inner corner. And I'm also extending the wing down a little bit with the shade Lux as well. Since I'm super messy and my every process is a trust the process, we definitely need some cleanup now. So I'm going to clean up the edges, get a nice sharp wing, get the inner corner situated, and then we'll get to actually cut the crease and go in with some shimmer. You know, perhaps maybe one day I will go in and do my face makeup first and then go in with the eyes. I feel like I would be much more careful with the eyeshadow, but I don't know. I just feel like it is so much easier and more of a quickly pigmented result if you go in with your eyes first and just pack on pigment, not worry about where you're getting the color. You don't have to really pay attention to it. You can sort of shape everything in a general sense. Then the cleanup is where you really decide what you want the shape to be. And you know, I always like to, you'll see that I cut bigger portions out first after I drop my makeup wipe, but you'll see that I cut bigger portions out first so that I can see how it would look if it was bigger, and then I shrink it down further from that point to see what exactly I like or don't like. And by the way, nobody told me I had green on my forehead all the way up to my hairline. I don't know how the heck that happened, but I had a lot of green on me. It was like my skin tone wasn't olive skin tone. Anyway, clean all that up, then get the shapes right. Oh, do you see how much better that is? Clean and sharp and beautiful, and then you flip and it's monstrous and messy and ugly. Ugh, so satisfying. Now we get to actually cut the crease using the P. Louise Basic Base in the shade Hint of Mint. I wanted something a little bit more green than teal, but when I looked through my collection of bases, the only one that I had that was more green was one of those P. Louise X Mama Mitchell paint bases. And I don't like using those as bases because they have more of a matte finish when they're done. And to me, they're more for like your finishing product. Like if you want to add pigment all over the lid and make that your one and done eyeshadow look, that's kind of how they perform to me. Kind of like a liquid eyeshadow, essentially. It's just the finish of them, and I just prefer the finish of an actual base instead of those paints. It's so weird watching myself speak without any audio. I feel like it should be an episode of bad lip reading. It's Miller time. See what I mean? But really, it's shimmer time. For shimmer, we're going in with one of the best green shimmers of all time. It's the Silk Naturals Alien Eye Pigment, and it is stunning. Then for the inner corner, an even lighter and brighter version of that shade is the shade Happy from the Flutterby palette. I think they're going to work beautifully together. One's a little lighter, so it can be like a highlight shade. One's a little deeper, so it can be like the overall color. Now, before those of you who love to come at me for things, before you do, let me explain. There was a reason why I cut the entire lid out and the outer wing so that I could go in and add the exact same color that had been previously applied to it back to it. How I was talking about with the pigment building on top of each other, it started getting a little patchy and it was just too much pigment on top of each other. So I just went ahead and cleaned all of that off, cut it out, and now I'm just reapplying the darkest green shade to that outer corner so it can actually show up as pigmented as it really is in the pan without pigment just falling off all the time. Not to mention, this also helps with the continuity of the eyeshadow on the outer corner and makes it a little more cohesive. Now we finally get to see the magic of the shade Alien. Oh, it's so good. The reflect makes it like a bright white green, but it's still got that like primary green pearlescence to it. It's just so beautiful. Brightening up the inner corner now using the shade Happy from the Flutterby palette. Then I'm going in with that darker green shade once more and applying some of it right over the top of the Silk Naturals eyeshadow so that that edge becomes very soft and blended and finished looking. And here is the completely finished monochromatic green look, the very first look of this series, and I'm so excited to do more. This look is so good. With St. Patrick's Day being so recent, I was really worried that this was going to be something that was just kind of like wash, rinse, repeat. It ended up being something that I haven't created yet, something a little bit different. I mean, of course I've used green eyeshadow before and created a monochromatic green eyeshadow look, but this one is still different. The curves are different, the exact colors are different, the blending is different, so it's still unique in its own way. Sorry, I just noticed I had some lipstick on my teeth, but I was also realizing how white this green lipstick makes my teeth look. It's kind of torn with the eyes and the lips being green if I was going to use a green blush and highlighter, so I decided not to, just to keep it a little more natural. I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Peachy Keen Cream Blush, the Benefit Cosmetics Georgia Peach Blush. It still says new on the package. Then the Il Makiage Halo Baked Mineral Highlighter, ColourPop BFF Cream Gel Liner and Black Flame Candle, and 2 Jeffree Star Cosmetics lipsticks and a lip gloss. This is totally the moment that I realized I wasn't recording audio and I was so aggravated.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Now that we made it to the very end of the video, thank you so much for being here. You're a real one. I love you. And I appreciate you more than you know. Now let's talk about our brand new member levels and what you get with them. The first level is Shimmer, because you know what time it is? It's Shimmer time. I love that. I love that so much. With Shimmer, you get loyalty badges, priority reply to comments, and videos early. The next level is Duochrome. A little bit proud of that one. With Duochrome, you get everything from the previous level, plus earlier access to new videos, member shoutouts, photos and status updates, and exclusive videos just for you guys. The next level is Multichrome. You see how we're just moving up the stages of Shimmer? Oh, I love it. It includes everything from the previous levels, plus connecting on social media and exclusive shoutouts just for your group. And finally, Multichrome Glitter. She's the big mama. Again, everything from the previous levels, plus discounted merchandise and video collaborations just between you and I. I really hope you all enjoy the membership levels and the time and thought that I put into them. I think it's super cute, personally, but I am a little biased. You can sign up below if you'd like. Otherwise, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up just to let me know. Also, if you like this look and you want to see more looks like them, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and TikTok. My username is the same for everything. It's just ChristopherJMUA. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!